Hi collective, this is Miraclexistetarot channel, and this reading is really for the police. This is an intuitive message. Actually, it's not really a reading. I did some tarot reading also on it, but it's a download, okay? It's an intuitive, mediumic download, spiritually. And I don't know, they must be police or army or somebody in this system who's watching sometimes my readings, because I have no, I just don't feel these. I'm reading the energy of these people who these downloads are about. I'm connected to a police or an army person, spiritually and not reading the energy, but giving the message from the spirit. And this is a bit confusing for me, because this is very particular, so it's not for so if it's just a few people who will watch it, I understand. But you need to know that I have to give this message. I have the impression there's an investigator, procureur, or a police, or army, or I don't know, somebody who found investigations somewhere in many cities, little cities. There is lots of crimes that committed where there's buildings burning down, and particularly one person burned inside the building. And this police person, or this person, army, or I don't know, investigator, they know it's a serial killer, okay? But even with the expert who read really well the signs and everything that is left after the fire, they can't manage to get any clue. And this investigation is a bit stuck. This is a man. And I have the impression this man is a pyromaniac man who, I would say this is a psychopath, not just a simple pyromaniac, because what he enjoys is to put human beings on fire and watch them to burn. And this is really sick, fucking sick, mentally sick. The spirit let me see, unfortunately didn't see the face, and I wish I could see the face, but I couldn't. But I saw his hand and putting this man on flame, unfortunately. It was really horrible to watch. Sometimes to be a medium is really a hard job, because the energies are really heavy, and most of us mediums are empaths, so it's difficult to see horrible things like that. But spirit show things like that to mediums to give this message, someone who needs it. And this message is for this policeman or investigator. All what I could see, it's a man, because the hand was the hand of a man. I've seen his shoes, his clothes. And this is a man who really takes care of himself. His nails was really well taken care of. So I think it's he takes regularly pedicure, manicure. This is a man who really pampers himself. And I didn't see any ring or anything that is on a hand, a bracelet, or I don't know, the tattoo, or a tatouage, anything that is, I didn't see any on a hand, but what I seen, he had a white shirt and a really nice costume. And as I can saw, I know that it's really rare. This is a special costume made by hand and costume made, and probably very, very expensive, because you can see the seam, okay? The seam, if it's a costume that made in a factory, you can trace the sewing machine. You know, they do it with sewing machine. But if it's a very expensive costume, that's mean they do it with hand, attached for the lining, in a way of sewing that is invisible. So it's really beautiful, actually. The first, when I saw all this, because he has also a really expensive shoes on, black shoes, and I had the impression like if he would have jumped out to 200 years ago. So it's an old style of costume, very expensive, very detailed, very exigent. I think this is a very rich person who has this sick desire to see human suffering, burning. And he is thinking everything, because he make everything disappear that would leave any trace for the police. This is a man who very delicate. I didn't see his face, but I have an impression this must be a man who is very charismatic, because his energy was really gifted, really charismatic. I wouldn't be surprised maybe if he works in finances, or he doesn't even work, but have investments that make money itself. Just a millionaire who stays at home and getting bored and burning people as a fun time, pastime. He is sick-minded. He has... I had a flash of a woman who is really beautiful. I do not recognize, so it must be not a model or famous person, but she had a beautiful long blonde hair, very young, and I think this is her girlfriend, but what I can feel, this is a narcissistic person. I'm not sure what type of narcissistic, but he is incapable to be empathic and feel love for this woman. It is just a show off on parties or business partners to show up with a beautiful woman. He has not particularly sexual needs, because what he has a kind of joy that can be compared to orgasm when he sees these burnings. He adores it. He has such a satisfaction from that he would never ever have from sex. And he does not value sex because it does not give any pleasure that burning people gives him. This is a mentally sick person the police needs to understand. And right now I don't have any download how he choose his victim, but what I can feel in his emotions, that he hates certain people. When it's a typical narcissistic, when he can't control somebody, he gets in this hating mode. And I think that's how he might choose his victims. So maybe the police needs to look for enemies of these people, but it's evident, so I'm sure they're already doing it. But if there is somewhere a business partner who's extremely rich and has this description, maybe the police need to do some deeper investigation on that person, because this is the person who had the matches in his hand. I just don't understand why somebody can enjoy human suffering, but we know very well that there are many mental diseases, unfortunately, who can turn a decent human being into a monster. This one is particularly dangerous because he has power. So whoever is the police, whoever is the investigator, they need to be aware that this man has really good lawyers, that this man knows people in power. So if they want to get him, they need to find somehow really solid evidences. Even with that, it will be very difficult to take him down, because he's quite powerful. Well, this is the download what I got. I hope I could help the police or investigator or army. I don't know. I think it's an investigator maybe who watch me. I don't know who you are, but you work with criminal cases, and that's why Spirit giving me time to time downloads like that. Maybe you haven't done it yet, this investigation. Maybe it will come in the future, or you are already on a case. But Spirit telling you, you need to look for this man, and you have to be extremely be careful, because this is a very rich man with lots of power, and I do not want you to be a place of these people who's burning. Do you understand? So please do be careful and keep everything secret, so this man does not feel threatened by you. Because if he will threatened by you, he will attack you. He will do an attack on you. You will be the next victim. And maybe that you want to use. I don't know, it depends of you. But, well, that is the message. After what you do with it, I don't know. But I hope it's a bit helpful. And I don't know why I got this message. Well, sometimes if you would contact me on email and you would give me some update, that would be nice. But I will put it up anyway, because I have to. Spirit won't leave me alone. And anyway, thank you for watching. I do not expect that this video will make lots of viewers. But the most important that the police would find this. Thank you for watching. Take care.